So the truth is, you and I, we got into the health and fitness industry because we wanted to transform bodies and we wanted to transform lives. And if you're a trainer, a coach, or health professional, you're probably wanting to build a business, which means you're able to have the impact that puts your passion, expertise, and experience so you can get results with the people that you work with and that you love the work that you're doing. But you also want to be able to do it so you're charging what you're worth, so you can live the life and the lifestyle you want along in that process. You also want to be able to create a business that's away from the time for money trap. So you're not selling your most precious asset, which is your time. But as well, you're not stressed from the daily, what am I doing to get more clients? Simply having the system, the steps and the process that we're going to go through right now that you can have in place so clients are coming to you and you're doing the work that you love. As let's be honest, it's really easy to be overwhelmed because there are 101 things that you could be doing right now and even knowing what to do to get started. Or are you just frustrated from trying so many things? You've been working really hard, but you're just not seeing the results. You're not getting the client signing on. And the truth is, this can really suck, especially if you're tired from training clients all day long and you're still wanting, because you've got that burning desire to build that online business, to build the business that you really want. And this is going to work whether you want to build your face-to-face coaching, whether you want to build your online, or whether you want to do both together. It's about knowing what exactly is that you need to be doing from today to take out all the confusion, to take out all the stress, and so you can do what you're best at. And the only reason I know this is because I was in that time for money trap for years. From the outside looking in, I was a successful personal trainer. I was charging up to $250 a session. I was fully booked with clients and I had trainers working for me as well. But the problem was, I was selling my time for money at the end of the day. I wanted to travel. I wanted to live around the world. I wanted to have a bigger impact, and I wanted to build a bigger and better business that wasn't relying on me having to be in the gym every single day. And it all came to a screaming halt because one day I just hit the absolute boiling point. I was racing home from the gym. I was there at the gym from 6 in the morning. It was late at the afternoon and I was racing home trying to get back in time to give my daughter the bottle to spend some quality time with her before she went to bed. And I didn't make it. And it finally just hit me. This wasn't the dad I wanted to be. This wasn't the business I wanted to be. This wasn't the life that I wanted to be living. And it was because I was stuck running a business that wasn't giving me what I needed, and I wasn't being able to give people really what they needed. And that's where I had two questions going through my head, and it really boiled down to, how much longer can I really keep this up for? How much longer do I want to keep seeing sessions back to back in the gym and not being able to have the real lifestyle and the impact that I wanted to be able to have? And that's where now, going through and being here right now, being able to shoot this for you, it was the changes we were able to make so easily. But really, it's now seeing what coaches and trainers, health professionals around the world are using to build their own lifestyle businesses. And that's what exactly we want to show you now, going through the steps so you can apply them to see the results quickly. And now this is where we're going to create the engine that is your fitness business. And we just boil it down to three main steps. Firstly, how are we going to attract? How are we going to attract the exact right type of people? And then how do we convert them onto your products and programs? And then how do we deliver the best experience, the best results to every one of your clients so you are loving the work that you do? Now, before we even jump into step number one, there's something really important that we have to cover. And that is, there's a good chance you're probably writing blog posts or shooting videos, or you're trying to do with Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, or the 101 other things that you could be trying to do right now to build your business. But the truth is, you need to stop. Stop trying to do all those 101 different things. This is about just knowing the key things, the 1, 2, 3 really important things that are actually going to get people knowing you what you do, then being able to get them signing on as your clients, and then being able to deliver the best results to everyone that does sign on. And then ultimately creating this as an engine that runs by itself so your business continues to grow without you having to slave away in it. So step number one is creating your uniqueness. Firstly, you've got to begin with who is your target market? Who are the people that you want to be dealing with? Because let's say, for instance, that you choose that you want to be working with postnatal mothers that want to lose weight. Now, what you do to be able to talk to those women, the message you create, the content you produce, the programs that you get people to sign on to are going to be very specific to those people. And if you compare that to a mid-20s guy that wants to get shredded, there's going to be very different messages going on essentially. So what you need to be able to do is choose who is the market that you want to be working with, and then knowing what is the message that you're going to give them, what separates you from everybody else. Because a lot of coaches and trainers first come on board and they're really timid. They go, well, isn't the health and fitness industry really saturated? And as I said before, yes, it is, but it's not competitive. And it's not competitive because you can separate yourself from everybody else. Now, we call this in marketing mumbo jumbo words as in your USP, your unique selling proposition. So really simply, if I was to ask you, what is it that you do? You're going to be able to answer me, telling me, what is it that you do? Who do you serve? How do you serve them? What makes it so unique about what you do that it makes me a no-brainer to take a next step with you? Now, a great example that you can use today is if you sign up for any of my online fitness programs, even the freebies, in the first email that you're going to get, it's going to be asking you, what's your number one biggest frustration? And so with My Body Blends, it's going to ask you, what's your number one biggest frustration with you losing weight? Now, I've gotten thousands of replies to this one email that gives me an awesome insight into what people are wanting. You can do this right now, even if you have a really small following, even if you've got a handful of clients that you can go to right now. Go and find out what is the biggest frustration that they're having, because you can start to mold and understand how it is that best you can serve your market. Now we go into actually fast tracking this process and looking at what are your competitors doing right now? What are they doing good? What are they doing bad? Russell Brunson, that I've gotten onto the podcast before, he simply terms this as funnel hacking, which is brilliant because we want to be able to model success. We want to look at the people that are doing well in the fitness world and where you're specifically wanting to work and gathering what is the message that they're using, what's the content that they're producing, what are the topics of the content that they're actually producing, where are they producing it, what platforms are they on? So it gives you an idea of where you should be and what you should be doing. Now, this is not to say you're to copy them. You're not to copy them. You're to get the ideas of how best you are to mold what you want to do. And really importantly, this goes into one of the laws of marketing, and this is not trying to be better. It's actually better to be different than it is to be better than someone else. If you're just trying to be another Me Too brand, if you're trying to do another Me Too product, another 12-week weight loss program, it's just going to be vanilla and no one is going to take notice of it. What you want to be able to do is be different, be unique, and bringing that uniqueness to someone else, and then clearly seeing that that is of huge benefit to them is how we start them in this process. And this goes perfectly into step number 2, which is building your audience, which is how you're going to start attracting in your clients. Because you know your target market, you know the problems, fears, frustrations, you know what it is that they're looking for, what they're trying to answer, you can give them this. And this is where you use the power of content to give them value first. And what you can start to do from today is, let's say for example, your target market is males that are executives in the corporate world that want to get lean. What you can think about is, what are the 3 main questions that they're asking right now? Is it how do they prep food? What training should they do? Or what their diet should start to be looking like? These are some main questions that you can produce content on, talk exactly to those problems and help them solve those problems as well. Because the aim here is to get them interested into you, get them knowing about you and what you're doing, but also to get them consuming the information that you're giving them, the value that you're giving them, so they can start getting results, so they see you as that go-to trainer and coach. And this is where really easily it can become overwhelming as to what is it that you need to be doing. So we break content into 2 different parts. It's content production, actually producing it, and then content syndication, which is being able to get the maximum amount of eyeballs of the exact right market onto seeing it. And then with your content, you need to simply answer, where are you producing it? Where are you going to be posting this stuff first? And when it comes to social media, it's okay, I'm going to be covering this in a step coming up for you as well. But also the consistency. When are you actually going to be producing this content? So you have a process in place, a system in place, so you're not overwhelmed and you know the simple things that are really easy for you to follow through with. We create an editorial calendar. An editorial calendar simply goes through, when are you creating the content, what's the headline, what's the topics, what are the resources you're using to actually help produce this value, when are you actually publishing it, and on what platforms are you publishing it as well. And then as you start to take some more advanced steps with this as well, we can also put in, are you bringing on team members? Is someone helping you actually produce it? What about writing a script, writing an article? What about editing a video? All these things you can have team members do for you, so you only do the work that you're really good at, and this can all be managed really easily with this one document. And then we go into the content distribution or syndication part. And this is really simply being able to understand where in the world is the content that you're producing going, and how can you actually easily have a process again. Because remember, this is the important part. How do you have a system behind your business? Because once you have the systems in place, your business can flourish. So when it comes to the content distribution, let's say for instance, you shoot a 10-minute video right now, and that's going to go on YouTube and your blog on your website. What you can then do is you can pull that 10-minute audio out and you can actually put that onto a podcast. Exactly what I'm going to do as an example with this episode right now. The next step that you can do is you can cut that 10-minute video into a 1-minute video, and then you've got a video that you can post on Instagram and on Facebook, and having those link back in the statuses back to the main piece of content, which is on your blog. Now, the beauty behind all of this is there's just a few extra steps that you put into after producing your main piece of content. But now you've got it on some major platforms and you're getting it out into so many more people's hands. All right, so I've alluded to it, and I know there's a lot of coaches and trainers asking about this, and this is the next step. This is social media mastery. Really understanding what is it and how can you use social media at the end of the day to actually get clients, and especially so it doesn't suck up and waste your entire day as well, which it so easily can. But importantly, there has been some really big changes with social media, especially for example with Facebook. And if you've got a Facebook business page, you would have noticed that if you started to post there organically, the reach, the amount of people that it's naturally and organically going to is a lot smaller. The days of you just being able to post on there as many times as you want and just pumping content out and plenty of people are going to see it, it's going to turn into clients, it's not working that way at all. But this is why we've set the system up as we have, and also why in the next step, it's actually your leak-free sales funnel. But importantly, we connect your content, and especially on your social media, to your sales funnel. So we're doing the key steps. You're giving great value first, and you're always doing that. But then knowing in the post that you're actually doing on social media, are you actually linking it to the next steps where someone needs to take to become a client of yours? And this is where we start with making it really simple, is choosing just one social media platform to focus on. Master just one platform first and then work onwards to the others. But importantly, think of it in a 90-day block. Really simply, for the next 90 days, how are you going to master the one social media platform that you choose? Let's say, for instance, you choose Instagram. So for the next 90 days, how are you going to shoot the videos and shoot the photos? What are the statuses that you're going to write? And importantly, from all that great content that you're giving out, all that value that you're giving, what are the next steps that you're choosing someone to take? For Instagram, for example, you only have that one main link that's in your bio. So use it and use it wisely, and especially, and this can go into using the next step that I'm going to be showing you, which is the leak-free sales funnel. You can be getting people signing up into your Facebook group, or you can be signing up onto your email list. But importantly, it's taking the next steps that take them from that Instagram into your sales funnel that then gets them signing on as clients, so that you know that when you are posting great value on Instagram, you're doing those great videos, you're doing the photos, you're doing the selfies, and it's all working. At the end of the day, it's actually producing value that gets people taking the next steps. And then we have the next step, which is your leak-free sales funnel. So really simply, what we need to be able to do is What does someone need to go through to be informed, to be in the right position, to then make the decision that they're going to be signing up as your client? And how can we make this in an automated engine? How can this work for you day in, day out? So you're signing on new clients each and every week. A great example of how this can be really simple, because let's go into two examples actually. Let's go into one that can be simple and one can be a little bit more advanced that you can grow into, depending on where you are right now. The simple sales funnel, and this is Tyler's example, that literally we're running right now to sign on $1,000 a month clients. Tyler simply has step number one, producing great quality content on Facebook. Step number two is pushing those people into a Facebook group that he's running and managing himself. He's constantly engaging with them and giving them more value each and every day in that group. Step three is simply shooting a sales video that talks about his coaching program, who it's for, how it works, how people can sign on board, and giving it to only the people that are in his Facebook group, because they are the people that have seen his content, that they're growing inside his community. So they're the best people to see that, rather than just trying to splay it all over the world. So then he posts that video that goes into the Facebook group. People are then able to take the next step and sign on as his client. Simple few steps to be able to get on board. Now, a more advanced sales funnel could be, you could say, let's use back to Instagram again. What you could do is you could go from producing great quality on Instagram, you then connect them onto being able to sign up onto your email list that is on your one bio link, remember, that's on your Instagram page. Then the next step after that is they're on your email list and you follow up with them. You could give them a sales video in that email. You can show them the case studies that you're actually doing with the clients that you're helping them with. But then importantly, you're able to get them onto your sales page. So they go from your content and your social media, then they can go onto your email list, and then they go onto your sales page. Simple couple of steps set up that works all day, every day, once it's actually set up. So it's just front end work that you do. But then importantly, once they get to your sales page, they've been through the process that they need to be. They know that you are the go-to trainer. They know that you know what you're talking about, that you get results with your clients. And then it's the last few questions that they need to understand before signing up as your client. Now, to make this really easy, what I'm going to include is the link below, the coaching session that I held with the trainers that you'll be able to get access for free. I want you to be able to go through this training session to really understand what it is that you can do to be able to get clients signing on really quickly from now, but also just to take away the confusion so you know the steps to do. Okay, now this next step, step number 5, which we call backwards marketing. Most trainers and coaches think I'm a little bit nuts when we first say this, but it completely makes sense, and you're going to see why in just a second. Before I ever want you to create your program, to start writing diets or workouts, or the work that you're going to be doing with your clients, I don't want you to do that. I want you to actually create the sales system, that engine first, especially starting with the sales page or that sales video, that last point of contact that you're going to make, that someone has to go through to then signing on and paying you, becoming your client. What this is going to do is this is clearly going to show you what is it that you need to actually include in your programs and what is going to best solve the answers that your clients are going to want to have. Now, we do this mainly for 2 reasons. The first reason is I don't want you spending weeks, months, or even years creating a product or program and then sending it out there and no one buying, because I've done that before. I've spent all this time putting together a transformation program. I thought it was absolutely the duck's guts, the best thing ever, and then I launched it out into the world and only a dribble of sales went through. That was how I started in the online world. It was not fun. So I don't recommend that. And now, actually learning from the trials and tribulations, was what we do is we do the backwards marketing. So we are actually able to get you signing clients on board. We get what's called proof of concept or a market match. So we know that what it is that you're going to produce is going to sell because we've proven the concept before it. Simply all you need to do is answer one simple question with this step, and that is, what is the flow of steps someone needs to go through for them being able to sign on as your client, and then simply being able to create that first. Whether it's a landing page, a sales video, or a series of videos, you can get that made first so you truly understand what someone needs to see, what someone needs to have to be able to get the results that they're coming to you for. And then we're going to be able to create that in an upcoming step, which is your perfect program. Now, the second reason that we use the backwards marketing is a part of a fast track module. This is how can you get clients signed on quickly? Because I'll be perfectly honest, I truly understand from all the coaches and trainers I've talked to, there's a two-sided coin that we have to be able to answer. And that is, you want to be able to get results quickly. You want to sign on clients quickly. You want to start making some profits, and that's fantastic. But at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice yourself, and you want to be able to create a long-term business, a business that has longevity. So what we want to be able to do is, let's get clients signed on board really quickly, and we're going to do that with the backwards marketing step, but also by doing all the steps that we have before and doing the couple of steps that are to come as well. This is going to make sure that you have a business that lasts for the long term as well. Now, the next step is the client sign-on process, and let's use, for example, face-to-face personal training, because I suffered with this for so long, and I don't want you to, especially when it comes time to having that conversation. It comes time to making the sale. What happens? So many people fall apart. So what I would rather is, how can you have a process that signs on 9 out of 10 clients, that you can continue to do it and it doesn't have any stress. There's no salesy, there's no sleazy. It's simply a fit, no fit situation that you're doing with people coming on board. Or for example, if this is about online personal training, the client sign-on process could be, do you want to be able to have a conversation with them? Do you want to be able to get on the phone with them? Or simply, do you have a sales page set up so people can read through it or watch a video that then does the 9 out of 10 conversions every single time? This is what you can do, but importantly, it's about setting up these steps from today. This is when we go to the next step, which is your client coaching system. This is creating the perfect program for how you are going to work with your clients. Now, importantly, you need to be able to tick 3 boxes off when you are creating the program for how you're going to work with them. Firstly, is it getting them the best possible results? And essentially, is it not just giving them more information, but is it giving them what's needed for transformation at the end of the day? And this is where you can make technology work for you so well. Let's say, for instance, you've written up a 16-week coaching plan. You don't want to give them the entire 16 weeks straight at the front. You can drip feed it to them. You can give it to them in certain steps so they're able to easily consume it. They're able to easily use it, and therefore not get overwhelmed on their behalf, and they can get the best results. And secondly, is the program going to minimize your time? You don't want to set yourself up for having to sit on your computer for 24 hours a day, pumping out programs and having a limited amount of clients that you can take on board because each client takes up so long. And then thirdly, are you maximizing your profits? Are you making sure that you are building your business in the ways that you need to? Because remember, there are 3 ways to basically build your business. You either get more clients, which we're definitely covering in this episode. Then there's actually making sure that you're charging what you're worth. It could be increasing the rate, increasing the program rate. And then it could be the frequency in which you are actually charging your clients as well. Now, a really easy example to understand this is with personal training. If they're training with you 1 time a week, what you can do is you can then get them to train with you 2 times a week. Or do you charge more for that 1 session? Or do you do both? And then if you add on top getting more clients as well, then you're using all 3 methods to build your business. And this is where we can take a step back and understand, what is it that you need to be able to do? Like personally, I'm talking straight to you. What do you need to do from the situation you're in right now to get to your dream fitness business, and therefore knowing the steps you can take for that? And this is where the next step is to strike gold. Far too many coaches and trainers are doing too many things. They're scattershot and confused with what it is, but it's really just boiling down why I wanted to give it to you in these simple steps so you can go through, tick them off as you actually achieve them, and knowing the process. Because I want you, and I'm talking directly to you, I want you to know where you are right now. I want you to know where it is that you want to go. What does your dream fitness business really look like? And then knowing what are the steps that you need to take so you can wake up each and every morning knowing what it is that you need to do and knowing that you are going to get to the result you want. Because the chances are you've probably asked yourself, am I doing it right? And so many people fall just short of the success that they want. And this is where you need to know your business numbers at the end of the day. You need to know, is your following growing? Where are your leads coming from? How much is a client actually worth to you? What's your lifetime customer value? Because ultimately, to get that, all you need to be able to do is to create a predictable sales funnel. So you are signing on new clients each and every week. And to know that, you need to know where your weak points are so you can patch those holes, and your strengths so you can double down on them. And that's why I put together the coaching session that you can get access for free by clicking the link below. So this is where I really hope that this has lit a fire under you. I hope you're committed. I hope you're ready to run through walls and to make this happen, because you most certainly can. Because if you've got some great ideas, if you've got the passion, if you've got the expertise and experience, you're getting results with your clients, it's now time to put that into that package, the program, into the system, into the process, into the business that gives you what you want as well, so you can have a great impact. So be sure to sign up for the coaching session in the link below. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I want you to be able to get great results. With any questions, make sure you ask so I can help you out. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Now it's time for you to get the most out of this, and this is where I can jump in and give the answers that you need. So ask your questions in the comments below so I can personally come through and answer them for you. Plus, the best discussions happen on chrisdufay.com. So click on over to get everything that I've got there for you. And did you like this episode? Because if so, click subscribe so I can send you all the episodes to come for free straight to you. And for everything that I can't fit in these episodes, plus the free guides and coaching episodes, then click on over to chrisdufay.com now. Looking forward to seeing you soon and in the success community.